Singer SZA is calling out a photographer who has released some bikini shots, some bathing suit shots of her, and she says this is without her consent. And we're going to talk about that. What's going on? It's your man Dommy K in here at the Dommy K Show at Radio on Fire. So singer SZA is she's upset. She's upset. And I think that she has reason to be upset. So here's what's going on. A photographer is actually receiving death threats, according to him now. His name is Edwig Henson, and he did a photo shoot with SZA. She says that these photos were released without her permission. So she hooks up with this photographer and they do this photo shoot. And for whatever reason, I guess she hadn't given the clearance yet. She hadn't done a lot of things. But homie just puts out the photos. Let's see. Let's take a look at some of these photos. Okay. Here's some of the photos that are in question. These are the ones that SZA says she didn't give the clearance to put out. I guess she had not okayed them. She clearly posed for them. She doesn't look like she's under any duress. And here's another one. So these are the photos that are in question. Are these different from the photos that we normally see from SZA? Yeah, maybe. I mean, she looks good. She looks nice. So what is going on here? What is the problem? So these bikini photos started making their rounds, circulating across social media. And obviously, I mean, you can see she looks really good. Fans are giving her praises and shouting her out for what is a good look. Now, despite this positive feedback, despite the good energy that she's given, SZA says that these photos make her feel powerless and disrespected because the photographer released them without her consent. So let's go to some of these social media posts. Okay, so she says, if I don't want pics out because I don't want to fight with my ex or my album not done and I want to wait, or I decided I don't want to be hypersexualized in that way, that's my choice as a woman, as a human. Let's see what else it says to say. She said, releasing pictures of me without my consent is scary. Y'all be careful working with folk you don't know well. And she also said this. He literally texted me, said, sorry if you never want to work with me again, but I decided I'm releasing these. Never felt more powerless and disrespected. So homie had a lot to say. Let's see. Said that this is the photographer, and the photographer Ewig says she agreed on buying her photos from me for co-ownership, but this guy, but had very poor communication with management. Contracts were made but never signed. Payment till this day hasn't been made. And he went on to say, definitely not doing anything for clout. There's so much more to this than you guys know. I'm not a bad person. This is the photographer. I'm not arguing with anyone on social media. Never have, never will. And please stop sending me death threats. So, of course, he's getting all kinds of backlash for this. Folks are calling him out on social media. He is trying to defend himself. See what else he had to say. This is the photographer that released these photos of SZA that she says were released without her consent, and she has been blasting him on social media. So Ewig, the photographer, says, firstly, what? Firstly, who writes like he's definitely not a language major. Firstly, I would like to apologize for any hurt feelings I have caused by my decision to post my work. I have the utmost respect for women and have no intention of disrespecting anyone. He says, of course, I respect her choice to not want them posted. However, as a creative who paid for a studio, hairstylist, and a makeup artist and got no form of compensation in return, sharing my work with SZA was the only form of compensation I was allowed. All right, so before we read any of his other posts, I got to say that this is a very stupid move on the part of the photographer. Okay, so I guess he does not have a studio. So he claims that he rented a space, and he claims that he paid some hairstylists and makeup artists, all that kind of stuff, right? Even if all of that is true, him releasing this work and having this public dispute with SZA, this is not going to help him get any new clients. What he should have done, if he had not been paid, she decided she didn't want to put these photos out, or she didn't want to put them out yet, or obviously she's not going to be able to use them for an album cover now that he put them out. He really shot himself in the foot. And you can clearly tell that this gentleman is not experienced in this regard. He is not someone that is used to dealing with high level clients. If this was just Joe Blow, just some up and coming singer that he did this photo shoot with, he wouldn't have posted these photos. But he clearly is clout chasing. He clearly posted the photos because he wants some type of recognition. But this is bad energy. All right. If artists and actors and actresses feel that they can't trust the photographer, nobody's going to want to do business with you. And him posting these photos, you definitely ain't gonna get no money now, right? And you definitely, what he would have gotten from this would have been potential future clients, right? This shows that this guy does bad business and just posting the stuff. And then, I mean, you can look at, this, I don't know. It's just, the images are decent. I mean, this is just a white screen, a white backdrop, and some limited lighting. It's not like it's a whole lot of work done. And yes, this is hypersexual. This is more than what we normally see from her. So I'm sure that she had some feelings. And I've done work, with artists, and then they feel one way that day, and then later on they feel a different way. You want to pull back. The fact that he didn't have anything in writing, he claims that there's not a contract. Let's get to some of those. He says that I always have good intentions when working with others, and I always want the client to be happy. However, if you don't have respect for my time and energy, I will prioritize my work and continue to share it. This is another thing. He should have been paid before he did the shoot, or I mean, there are a lot of different things. Get a contract. If you claim that you didn't have a contract, why did you shoot without any of these guarantees, right? Why did he do that? I mean, because he wants to speak on one hand like he's so, this is what he does. And then on the other hand, you're going to see him saying that I have wasted my time, energy, and money on a photo shoot with a successful artist for nothing. I guess is devoted, and something that happens far too often. Yes, just because you took the photos doesn't mean that they're going to use them. You should have had this stuff worked out. But this is a bad thing to have a photographer that claims to want to shoot high-level clients. No high-level clients going to want to deal with this guy. As a photographer, I own the right to these images. Really? How do you own the right to the images? Is it something in writing? Do you have a copyright? Well, no, you don't have any of that, right? No, you don't have any of that, because you clearly said this is not something that he has ownership of at this point. She didn't sign anything that says he has ownership, right? She didn't agree to give him ownership. Well, whatever. As a photographer, I own the rights to these images. it was a collaborative shoot. Oh, now it was a collaborative shoot. I thought you owned the rights to the images. Did you own the rights to the images, or did y'all collaborate on it? Which one is it? All right. Again, there were no contracts signed, and I always respect the contract. If there are no contracts signed, what do you own? What does he own? People shoot things all the time, and they don't own it, right? You can be hired by someone to shoot something. That doesn't mean you own it because you turned your camera on. I mean, this guy's an idiot. Continuing. There was a time frame given for when payment should be made, or I would post my work. What was that in the contract? Oh, wait, you didn't sign the contract, right? This guy's an idiot. How many times have I said an idiot? 3 times? 4 times. You're an idiot. All right. So we kept reminding her team, but like I stated before, communication was very poor. So now he's had his moments. He posted the photos. Okay, these are the photos. Right. She looks good, right? But if she didn't want this, then it wasn't up to him to post. And if he felt that he should have been paid for this, then you go after and try to get payment. But this is not going to get him payment. This is also not going to get him future payment or future clients. I don't know. But I think that SZA definitely had a good point. And the real lesson here is y'all be careful working with folk you don't know well. I think that is the real takeaway here. But I think SZA looks great. And looking forward to the album. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. See you guys in a bit.